right. So this is
ultimately the ultimate truth
of what is.
Of what is.
So here we go.
Love.
Love was the creation of what it was. So this love.
What happens when
we start to doubt ourselves or hate ourselves or just hate others? It destroys what it is.
It's the exact opposite of what it is. Because we are.
There's many things that
constantly have a
in
cause and
reality,
effect.
but it's always
in reality,
still there.
but it's always still there.
In our being.
It's not like it's totally
denying it.
And when you start denying it or giving up on it,
you fall into a category where
you don't feel alive.
You might be physically living.
You might be physically living
in its
internal sense. You're not.
It depends on how far.
down you are. See.
Now it's like suffering.
Even when you're living something of hate. It's destroying itself. So
when you have that mentality.
Mentality in your soul,
you're destroying yourself.
But you can always be back to where it was.
It's always that present moment.
As it's changing.
So what I'm trying to say.
Everything in itself was
the creation of it.
The creation of it.
Expresses the creation
of what it is.
Of a physical
aspect of how we perceive what that is, how it is and it came to be.
Now this creation,
no physical man created it. It created itself of itself.
That we are itself.
Everybody is itself.
But if itself doesn't want itself to die,
and it knows what it is of love,
you'd want to stop other people.
killing themselves. If God's killing itself, you'd want that to stop, right?
What the creation was.
And what it was for.
What we are.
And what we
See,
are.
everything else that isn't
of love
is a distraction
and
basically killing ourselves. And if you don't think of it like that, and if you're being ignorant when you listen to this and doubting that,
I'm sorry, but if you really think
hard enough,
you'd be like, okay, the underlying living aspect of all creation, we still can't wrap our own heads around it, because if we are it, how can we figure it out
when we are just a part of
a sequence of it?
That's why there's so much doubt.
Why?
It's not even.
And when you say why, it's not even really.
There's people in the woods.
But it's just like.
If you truly know, so why?
Why even say why anymore? Why do what you do? You do change, and you get out of this cycle of whatever you're in that you captured between both worlds. There's always a two-sided thing, right? There's always like only one side.
How it is.
But of what isn't.
Of what of not of creation and not of
what
love.
of not of creation and not of love.
So it's
what isn't it? So it's destroying itself.
Of what hate. Of what that
is. Of what hate. Of what that is.
Of what it wasn't.
That of what it wasn't from.
Of what it was destroying itself.
Of what it was destroying itself.
When it stemmed from that.
So
it was the opposite.
It was the opposite of what can be.
Because this can be, and
the outcomes of what could be. Is what is.
In every scenario
of
what create or make up
is a creation of itself.
The self is being the living thing.
And the living thing, expression, more creations of it.
Physical sense.
Not of a physical sense, but all these senses
in itself
create
everything in
our reality.
So it's not just
how
people perceive it. The universe,
and
how it communicates with
you, then you know
it's just a little deeper than
rocket science.
It's a little deeper than anything.
That you could possibly imagine.
So if you can't look
inside of yourself to see
what you are, of why
when you were little, of the way you were.
But you were always crying. And
but
like,
you were always
why is this so
crying
bad?
and like,
And
why is this so
everybody's
bad? And
pushing
everybody's
shit on you that
pushing
doesn't
shit
need to
on
be
you
there in
that
the
doesn't
first
need to be there in the first place. See,
why I'm here on Earth.
why I'm here on Earth.
Okay. You think all these galaxies?
You think all these galaxies and planets and this whole solar system,
in whatever is
on this plane.
You think that's vast and complicated?
You think that's vast and
no,
complicated? No, no, it's not.
It's all in our heads.
It's all in our heads.
And on other planes,
the existence of things are in a whole different rules and ball games.
Yes, you think this reality?
Yes, you think this
and
reality
and that
and this thing
is
and
just
that
what it is?
is just what it is? No.
The
Universe goes way deeper than that.
And there's things
there's things that
I don't think any
individual person of their soul
like travel in life,
could ever experience all there is
in this time period of now.
In this time period of now,
because of now,
from where it was,
say humanity a long time ago.
How to
perceive things now was
how to
different
perceive
than then.
things now is different than then. It's always constantly changing because guess what? We're constantly growing up because we're all children of this.
The ones that are like,
say, if an alien type being,
they've lived
and evolved
longer and further down the path than we did.
So they would know more than what we know, but they still don't know of what everything is.
Of what all of it is, because
it's constantly this experience that's going through.
The universe,
the planes of existence and all this.
I think it's still young, and it's
constantly fluctuating and growing.
In all planes,
and of all existences,
and it constantly changes. Now, to keep it right,
everything in balance, is the way of what it is.
Of the way
that it is of love of what you were born with, of everybody was born with.
The harsh outlook took
what you knew,
and you
doubted it, and you doubted yourself.
You doubted it.
And you doubted yourself.
Then all that doubt, what does it do?
What does it do?
Yourself.
It's
what do they
destroying
want
yourself. What do they want this world to do? They don't care about the population.
And guess what? It's Matt.
This universe, we're a part of it. It is something doing. It is something bad that is a part of this.
Of what they don't know.
But of what they don't know. Of what is. Otherwise, no one would be doing it.
Everything would be the way.
Everything would be the way it was supposed to be.
So why am I here talking?
To you today about this? Well,
just because I know
a certain thing
of wherever I've been,
in my soul travels, of whatever is,
of what I'm trying to express.
That's why I'm trying to express this to you, but I'm not saying I know everything because everything is in the constant experience that goes. So in the future, I'm going to know more than I do today. In the past,
I'll know less than I do
in the present moment.
But of what is, I always know. And if what isn't,
you always doubt. You always doubt
of that what is,
of what entangles you with it. So you start to doubt what is,
give in to what isn't,
and give in to what isn't, destroying yourself.
And that is
what it is.